fairly certain you guys have fought. But either way, you guys have been through two resets. This being the third round. This being the third tournament.
But kids, anybody, I don't recall it at all. I know that I won against him on the. Then we reset. I don't remember resetting twice. That's the thing. Like, I only remember fighting Echo, right, and then resetting, then having a little gap. I didn't fight anybody, and then this tournament. When was that middle section?
I have no idea. All I know is that you two are the oldest members on season 2 that are here, and you two have fought each other at least a decent amount and had gone around to know each other. That you two are kind of the I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just you two are the standing VIPs of this little match here. Given how everything's turned around, and I'm kind of like, oh hey, they get to fight each other again. I wonder how that's gonna go. All right,
I did have nervous fever dreams about it, I swear.
When was the second match? I thought this was the second match.
It could be the second match. I could just gonna have a bad memory.
Listen to me. I promise you we fought twice. I promise you we fought twice.
But I would have remembered it, because I remember it goes me v you, heavy, not heavy.
We only reset once, but it was after the first match. Our first match, the first go-around, was you and I. And then we reset, and then after we reset, we ended up fighting again.
When did we fight again, though? I only remember fighting once. You might be confusing me with somebody else.
You could literally check the isn't all this stuff being documented? Like, this is all on like a channel, right?
I erased the resets.
You erased it. Well, then it's in the admin screen or whatever, where you get like the event log. Yeah, that you can date the event log and see every admin action taken all the way back to the server conception.
Oh, excuse me. I would like to let's go ahead and get this started. Make sure everyone's ready. Echo, you ready?
Very much so, yes.
Lawyer, you ready?
Perchance.
Golden, you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right, me, I am ready.
Are you?
After I clear my throat, yes. So, let's get the basic intro out of the way. This is the final match of round 3. Shut up, phone. Gonna put that over there. Final match of round 3. Echo versus Lawyer. You guys are the longest standing people in this tournament. You have been through resets, you have been through long breaks, different heroes swapping through, and you two are the oldest veteran members on Season 2's team, at least. And I can't wait to see you guys fight for the second or third time again. All right, let's announce the match before we announce your powers. Or even though you guys already know each other's powers. It's formality. The match that you all will be fighting in will be in the offensive category. We will be judging you based on how well your offensive capabilities are. Various things like attack, damage, things like that. The goal of this match is to ring out your opponent. Pretty much there is a border, you cannot go over it or you will lose. Ring out. Knockout doesn't count, but if you knock him out, you can just drag him, so works either way.
Just like our first match.
Was it? I'm fairly sure that wasn't a ring out.
It was... No, it was King of the Hill, that's right, yeah.
So, ring out.
Circle.
What is changing for this match is going to be you guys will be swarmed. By swarmed, I mean you will be hit by various henchmen from various people coming at you, trying to beat you up and throw you out of the circle. It is a fairly decent circle in diameter. I can't exactly give a foot radius, but think like a good maybe 2 houses, maybe 3.
I have a question about the rules already. I'm sorry.
Yee.
So if I kill him and then drag his dead body out of it, like that's fair play, right?
Lawyer? You mean like kill Lawyer and drag him out, right?
Yeah. Drag his body out of the circle.
Yeah, that is fair play, but people with knockback powers have an advantage in this game mode.
Yeah. What
Yes,
if all your
110% I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
What if all the henchmen after I'm dead just go after you? Hmm?
I mean, that's a
That's a-
possibility if they
yeah,
can't deal with it.
It's a risk I'm gonna have to take. At least I won't have to deal with recoil.
The location that you all will be fighting in is the basic arena. Solid flat land concrete. No terrain advantage whatsoever. These people charging at you are B tier difficulty, meaning that they do got a little bit stronger than your normal average henchmen. They're not like huge super buff guys coming at you, but man, they're pretty good, they're pretty strong, they've got some stuff going for them, stronger than your average bear type peoples.
Do they have weapons?
No.
So they're just a bunch of people.
Now there is something to note. Lawyer did win the voting stage, the second voting stage. Because of this, Lawyer, you're granted a gear to help you out. The gear that you've got for winning the voting stage is, as the judges have... It took us a while to figure this one out, actually. Lawyer, you have a rapier with you. This rapier has its... I was pushed off the recording screen. Let me fix myself. Stupid everyone being... God, why do so many people gotta be looking? Man, it's not like I asked people.
Ooh, wait. Juggernaut's also a judge, right?
No. He's just listening.
No, I'm just kind of here.
So we do got 3 judges, though.
Yeah. Ghost does give his opinion during the judging phase, yes. So, Lawyer, you have a rapier. Because you clean sweeped the entire voting stage, your weapon has a power itself. Your weapon has the power to make any object.
How many times?
1. It can only make one object. No, it can make multiple objects at a time. My bad, I'm looking at the thing here. It can make multiple objects at a time. However, the process is at least fairly slow. You might only be able to do this once in the fight.
Can I create a rapier that creates... Can I duplicate it?
No, it can't duplicate properties.
It's also it's a normal rapier as well, right?
Yes.
Now let me look up exactly what I can do with it and master skills. Push people back.
Time to see what I can do. Google. That is Lawyer's prize for winning the voting stage, number 2. At least this will only be with you for this round.
Oh, it's a long one. That's a long sword.
Yep. I mean, it's not a long sword, but it's a long sword.
Yes, it's lengthy in size.
Yeah, it's a long one-handed sword.
Yep.
With a handguard.
Now, as for the formality, Echo, why don't you say your power?
I have the power to manipulate sound. I can shoot it from my body at any waveform, at any decibel, up to that of a rocket ship taking off. And I can also use sonic boom energy as well as ultrasound energy to knock out opponents, to mess with them, with their balance, with their train of thought, general well-being. There's a lot I can do with it, but I am mildly susceptible to it myself.
Lawyer, your power?
I have the power of recoil. Any and every amount of push, I can amplify any amount of crap, I had something. Any amount of hit you take, I can also amplify that. I cannot amplify anything upon myself. I cannot de-amplify anything. I can only amp current existing recoil. Another thing of my power is if I see somebody else use their power, or if I know they're using it, I can use my recoil to have that person take an equal amount of damage for how much of their power they're using. If they're using 100% of their power, they're going to take a nice, firm blow whenever they use their power to that extent. If they use it to 1%, then it's not as tough, but it will indeed affect them.
Nicely done. I gotta scroll up again. There we go. Now with that underway, let's finally get started with the final match of round 3. You guys have all grown since you first started with various new tactics and skills. I can't wait to see how this plays out. So, time to show us what you're made of. Echo, we're starting with you. As for always, the first question, how are you going to complete this objective of ringing out Lawyer?
Okay, so the first thing I gotta think about is his clear close quarters combat advantage with that rapier. I also need to be cautious as to what he might recreate with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my ultrasound to disorient him and knock him off balance. I'm going to crank up the ultrasound. I'm going to drastically mess with the decibels and really give it a good sound to it. Not the full extent of what I can do with it, but I'm gonna hit the guy with the full blown. I don't even know what to like sound sickness grenade. You know, like I don't want to hit him with a sound sickness rocket, so to speak. That being said, I feel as if, because I know this will come up, me using my power in this way, since I'm only really measured by decibels. That's the only thing my power is limited by. So thus, I'm assuming that's the scale of the damage I take, is the more decibels I use, the more damage I will take from his recoil power. Am I correct in that?
It would also be frequencies. The more frequency you do, higher or lower, it will also require more power. Bass sound,
like with like the complete
as well. Like if you're trying to do something like incredibly, like it's small, but it's concentrated, that's gonna hit you more.
Okay, so you understand that in the grand scheme of sound waves, like that doesn't really make sense because there is no normal sound frequency, there is no neutral, there is no middle ground. We only can judge by what we can hear. Echo has full spectrum on sound wave frequency and sound wave wavelength, and to that being said, there really is no more or less. There only is in that aspect. The only thing he's limited by is decibels. He uses more decibels, and then he's limited, and uses less, and it's taken less juice because it's more sound. This isn't more or less. This is just different. This is just different sound. Like that's what I'm saying. It can be any amount of it.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought you were spreading it to a wider area, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna take more. Changing frequencies. No, it doesn't really take more power. However, for those frequencies to get to their point, we'll need more amp and more power, more volume.
Yes, definitely so, which is why while I'm doing this, I'm going to be approaching him.
All right.
Cautiously approaching him.
You're approaching me.
Oh, you're approaching me. I knew this was going to happen. You know that? I thought about this earlier, and I was like, I bet he's going to do that Dio thing, or tell him I'm coming for his ass. And I knew it. Anyway. So upon my approach, I'm going to judge like how far away are the swarm from both of us right now.
A good maybe like 60 feet starting off, going away. You guys are maybe about 30 away from each other. Not too
Okay.
much.
I want to give if I'm going first, like at this point, I want to give those guys time to get closer.
Okay. And how would you plan on attacking Lawyer?
Okay, so once those guys got in a bit closer, I would position myself to where I with my spatial awareness that the people are going to take longer to get to. I'm going to make sure that they get to him before they get to me, because I'm going to be able to better articulate that mob of people coming, because I'm in a little bit of pain due to using my power, but I feel like I'm not near about as bad off as he is right now, like just from the initial ultrasound. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, your plan is to disorient him as much to where he has a harder time with the swarm than you.
Yes.
Okay.
And then upon the swarm approaching, I'm assuming he's going to be having to use his power against those guys. He's going to be, hitting them with his recoil every hit and messing the guys up and trying not to get hit. Probably having a hard time at it, At that point, he's using his rapier, yada yada. I'm going to try to get behind him to where he cannot see me. I want to get him disoriented, jumbled up in this big mob crowd, all right? Whenever he can't see me, I'm going to put both my pinky fingers in this man's ears, and I'm going to give 100% of my power into blowing up his head.
But I may have a way to defend that.
So, Lawyer, let's wait for the counter. Lawyer. Lawyer, how do you plan on messing with Echo after hearing him?
I want to say it now, though. Oh, jeez.
Okay, you can go ahead and say it. And
A
then,
question. Does it matter the size of the object the rapier produces, or is it all going to take a while?
the more complex and the more bigger, the longer it'll take.
I have a very simple, a very small item that I want, alright?
Uh-huh.
Earplugs.
Ha! Alright, earplugs, yes. Your sword can very well make those. You should know that Echo's frequencies don't work like normal sound, at least this signature move.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that when he's trying to defend off the others, I won't be affected as much. Ears are the weak spot. Well, for frequencies, where's the weak spot? It's the ears.
No, for my ultrasound, I literally works through bone conduction into an organ in your ear called the cochlea. It literally absorbs through your skin. You don't have to hear it. You don't hear it. Your ear can capture sound. Like this doesn't. Your ears can't hear this.
Essentially, he's shaking you so finely with sound that it messes with the ears. It's more of a shake, not a sound.
I see. But, yeah, this is for normal sound. This isn't for, like, the fine stuff.
Yeah, it still do have an effect.
Yeah. And I think because they're small and easy, they can just go plop, plop, boop, boop.
Pretty much. The speed is still very slow, but because it is very small, the speed is still relatively fast. Relatively. You'd still have to go a decent bit without it.
That's fine. Well, until those can be produced, I will simply... So, you said you were going towards me or away from me?
I was...
Oh, This is not
inching
this is not-
slowly toward you as the mob approached. And then once I got to where you were messed up with the mob, it was, full speed ahead. Well, not full speed. I'm not Sonic Booming to get to you. I'm running.
So
Alright,
he
no,
is going towards you.
I should say that for the counter. All right. Is the sword unbreakable?
No, it can break.
Like a normal rapier or a stronger than normal rapier?
Stronger than normal.
All right. I see. So, since I see he's just slowly walking towards me, I'm just gonna go all at him. Like, I have a rapier. He does not. Even if this was just a one-on-one match, I have the advantage of sharp stick.
Okay, so you're running toward me now?
We know how to use the weapons, correct?
Yes.
What level? Like mastery?
Not like Grand Master, but at least like your average, a little bit higher than average sword persons.
Oh, so we'd be ranked not among the common people.
No, if I were to belt it, maybe blue to purple. At least with Jujutsu belt ranking systems.
I don't know how that works, but all right.
There's white, blue, purple, brown, and black. 5. Purple and blue are somewhere in the middle.
Okay. All right. So I know how to use this rapier. I'm not completely blind to it.
Yes.
So I'm going to simply. Well, let me pull up the rapier tab again. I really don't want to just look up best kill move with rapier.
But your point is to stab him or slash him with said sword, right?
Yes, my is to stab him mostly because that's what it looks like it's used for mostly. Like I've not seen that many rapier fights, but I can see it poking through someone.
Okay. Echo, I want to hear. Oh, before we move on, Golden, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
What do you think so far? Echo's moving forward with his shaky, disorienting sound. Lawyer with his eventual earplugs. And the slashing.
I was not expecting the earplugs from Lawyer. Whenever I heard that, I was very shocked to hear. It caught me off guard.
A little bit.
But as of everything, I really like how the fight's gonna play, and
Any questions you got?
no, not really.
Ghost, do you have any
I
questions?
just want to see where the fight's going.
Well, no questions. Like, no, nothing.
All right then.
Wait,
So
I would also say this is a ring out match, right?
yes.
Instead of poking him, I'm going to slash him.
Okay.
If I slash him, he's going to move more. If I just poke through him,
Rapiers are very famous for being garbage at slashing, though.
they are.
I don't think he's looking for the slashing damage. I think he's more looking for the point of contact.
I'm looking for him to make a reaction. What are you going to do when I slash you, huh? Are you going to stand right there and take it?
If it's
Or
a
you can
rapier,
back
you
up a
probably
little bit.
could.
To answer your question, Juggernaut, with Lawyer's power, I don't think he's looking to actually hurt him a lot with the sword. I think he's looking for something else. Echo,
No,
we're going to you.
currently.
I think there's more holes in this man's plan than a block of cheese.
All right, then. So, Lawyer is coming at you with a swad, and it is your job to dodge as much as you can, as well as whatever else he's throwing at you, plus the swarm. How do you get around these?
Okay, so I'm gonna let the facts speak for themselves. First, could I beckon a favor from one of the judges?
I mean, I don't know what that means, but you can ask a question.
Yeah, okay. I have a proposition.
Okay.
I want one of you guys to Google what ultrasound military grade weapons do to people. I want you to look up the effects of people being hit by the same type of sound that I'm producing. And I want you to read the effects for yourself, and then I will use those words to make my argument.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point out that the rapier is made to be swung fast. So I can swing multiple times. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. And
Yeah,
if
so
he-
you're okay. From what I'm just going to go ahead and kind of dabble into, just for the sake of, filling up while you're looking it up. This is extremely disorienting, and if this guy thinks that he's going to run full speed at me while swinging a rapier wildly and not cut his own head off, he is sadly mistaken. It should be mentioned that every fiber of his being really doesn't want to move, stand up, really wants to get in the fetal position and hope it stops. Like, this is a very potent, cutting-edge type of weapon that I'm using, essentially. I knew about this technology before I got the Paladin, and I was actually pretty stoked whenever I put two and two together to figure out I could just replicate this. It is very bad for you, and I think that just my first move alone, using that on you, made me infinitely more mobile than you, made me infinitely more articulate than you, and made me infinitely more spatially aware than you. And all at very minimal effect to myself, because
I would
I'm manipulating
not at
the
all.
depth. I'm only manipulating. I'm manipulating a small portion of it. I'm getting an effect, but I'm not getting the effect you're getting.
Well, of course, if this is all the way to military grade strength and weapon, right? Then
I mean, it's not
This
so
would-
much wrong. It's just different. It's like
no. Let me ask you. Your power, is this something you could do to everybody instantly? Or is this something that you have to focus on doing?
this is something that I can just emit from any point in my body just by thinking about it. It is not something that I have to put a lot of force into, because that is the decibel range. That's whenever I'm like shooting this sound at you at the same volume of a rocket ship taking off, which I've not used on anybody. So there's a little spoiler for how the coming games are going to go. But I can't use that on you, and I'm not going to use that on you. The only time I'm going to use the full blunt of my power is whenever my pinkies are jabbing those earplugs straight down your ear canal, and I sonic boom, your head exploded,
Lawyer.
and my pinkies are blown off.
Lawyer
And
does have a excuse me here, but Lawyer does have a point here. While the frequencies in that subsonic move doesn't exactly require it, the length to which you are describing does require good amounts of effort, I would have to say. Golden, I want your ruling on this. What would you say?
The amount that Echo has to put into the move.
Because changing his frequencies doesn't exactly increase his energy all that much for Lawyer to capitalize on it, going from his basic sounds to harmful sounds at higher and lower frequencies. But going to this extent, do you think he needs increased power to do that extent or not?
Increased power, but not to his 100%. But he does have to use it consistently, so it does use a consistently good amount of power.
I would say.
That's my word.
I feel like that's the trade-off. I feel you hit the nail on the head. It's not so much that I'm taking a lot of damage. I have to keep it up.
Echo, you're kind of faint. You good there?
All right, can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, I was just saying that I think he's right. It's not so much that how much damage it's doing to me per second. It's the fact that I got to keep it up every second. for it to have the effect. For it to last, I have to keep shooting it. Once the sound stops, all the system, you'll still have some symptoms of it. You know, your stomach will still hurt, and your ears will probably be ringing, and your head will probably hurt. But I mean, ultimately, you're okay. But yeah, I think that what I'm trading off is I want his first moves to be sloppy. I want him to not be able to position himself at an advantage any more than he already has. And I want to position myself at an advantage.
Okay, that does sound pretty good, Echo. I want to hear Lawyer's side now. So, Lawyer, you've heard what Echo's going to do and all of what he's trying to do to you. What is your strategy to defend?
Well, you see, I'm gonna hit him with the good old recoil, man.
All right,
Nothing-
explain how.
Nothing beats the good old magical effects of passing through everything because you used your powers. Because the fact that the more effort you use in your power, the more damage I get to do to you. And the longer you keep it up, the longer that damage is going to affect you. We don't really know how to say what type damage this is. It's just damage. Like being
Okay. I get to talk back, right? If I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing about it is that it's not so much that my power is damaging you, it's all these badass fighters that are around us, and how I'm basically taking your advantage out of the game by making it you less coherent and in pain and disoriented. So I'm not so much worried about like you doing more damage to me than I am to you. I'm worried about those guys damaging you and me getting the hell out of the way of them long enough for me to seize an opportunity to take you out.
Can everyone please be a little quiet for 1 second? I gotta mark my audio, and I will be. Give me about 2 seconds. Someone is at the door.
Okay.
I apologize for that. Marking the audio again.
no problem.
Okay, so can someone talk real quick just to check the audio?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so sorry about all this. Okay, going back, Lawyer, to explain what he's doing. Echo's game plan isn't damage you. Echo's game plan is disorient you and let the swarm take care of itself. That's what he's trying to explain.
No, I know that.
Okay, my bad. I thought.
Can I go?
Yes.
My goal, what I'm saying is, even though that first strike in the beginning that you do to me, I'm gonna do an equal amount of strike back to you with my recoil. I do have I can only, since this is using your power, I can only use this recoil to hurt you. I can't use this recoil to push it back instantly, which would be amazing if I could, but no. But that's also, my goal isn't to hurt you either, but hurting you is going to be good. My goal is to get you to move anywhere away from the center. If you move, you're going far. Way farther than you expect, because I'm going to increase the recoil of you jumping, moving your legs. I'm going to increase it every time you're walking away or on the outside. And you don't know this, but if you ever hit near the edge. If you're ever going to jump right to the edge, I'm pushing that recoil up, and you're going off the circle. If you ever go around the barrier circle, I'm just going to push you off with my power.
Right, but you're gonna have like 30, 40 guys like swarming your ass though, and like you're gonna be punching you all over the place, and you could just fall out of some.
Don't worry,
Like
you.
that's just a possibility.
Don't
You
act
could
like
just
you're on
fall
the
out.
Okay, hold, guys, a little clarity. Lawyer, you can use your leg things. You know, every time Echo takes a step, you can amp it. Sure. You have to amp it a lot for a step to send him places. Granted, you still can. It's not a lot. It's not enough for a ring out for just a couple steps. And Echo, Lawyer is full-heartedly taking that damage to send you out.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm gonna go for the arteries.
Huh?
Like a simple slash on that neck artery. I forgot what it's called.
Who's calling me? I am sorry about this. Muted. Okay, I am sorry. New phone. I can't mute it. Go on,
No
Lawyer.
problem. I'm gonna go for those arteries, man. I got sharp stick. How sharp? It's like a good rapier, right?
Yeah, I would say. I don't. Yeah.
So if I slash him across the neck, it's gonna cut his artery.
They're still. They're more for poke than slash. But yeah, still pretty sharp stick.
True. I could just poke him through his throat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could, if I poke him through anywhere, that's gonna hurt a ton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically like, I can't just go in for a poke. He can guard that. He can block that. That's why I gotta slash him first to get him off his guard.
Okay.
To then poke him if any openings arrive. See, I see his arms. I go for the head. His arms move for the head. I go back. See if there's enough time for an opening. I'm stabbing straight through the heart. I don't know if you can actually do that in real life, but I think you can.
One of the spectators brings up a little point. Couldn't Echo just try and grab the sharp stick? You are grabbing a sword with your hands. Also, while that is good and you will take some damage, I believe Lawyer has something. Lawyer, continue.
If you try to grab it, I can just push him back with the recoil he's going to take. Because if he tries to grab it, he needs to stop the momentum, which is going to push him a little bit. I'm going to make him go farther with that push.
Mm-hmm. Now this is...
I can't just go backwards, you know? Just... whoop, and then smack.
That is a pretty good deal. Someone is at the door again. We are famous. I apologize. We are back.
Oh my god, it's me. It's me, guys. Open the door. Open the door right now.
Open the door. I call for a rematch.
Yeah. Give me a rematch. I'm hacking your computer.
Okay. Again, I apologize for that. Hopefully that is the last time this happens.
Did you see me at the door?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I'm not there. I'm not there.
So, Echo, I'm going back to you now. Both people have said their piece. Both people have said this. During offensive matches, there's only two questions because there's really the offensive counter is the same thing. So, Echo, I need you to say anything else that you wish to say for your piece or anything that is needed to said.
I feel like, given the discourse that I myself will be sowing upon Laurier, that he will be very poorly equipped to handle any amount of the mob with that sword. I believe that he is a threat to himself. If you take the mob away, if you just take the mob away and it's just me and him in the state we're at doing what we're doing, he's swinging a sword wildly. He's in a lot of pain. He's discombobulated. He is completely out of it. He is not very useful whatsoever due to the ultrasound. And I feel like I can catch this man off guard because he has to consciously use his power. I can catch this man lacking between being completely out of it and a mob attacking the both of us. And I can get behind him. His earplugs are doing no good. He used his item on earplugs. It did no good because the earplugs did not stop either of the types of sound that I'm using in this match. I just gotta get the man with his back turned, with his hands full, which is gonna be easy. You know, not exactly easy. I'll be having to avoid people as well, but I'll be much better able to handle it. Whenever this man's back's turned, I'm gonna sacrifice my pinky fingers inside his head. I'm going to shove those little foam earplugs down into his eardrum, and I'm going to completely blow his skull up. And then after I'm done with that, I'm gonna kick him out of the ring. I'm just gonna kick him out. I'm just gonna push him out with my foot.
Okay, you realize even if I'm disoriented, you're coming to a man trying to poke your fingers in my ears.
Hold up. There are a few questions. Golden, do you have a few questions yourself?
I do want to know if there, for both Lawyer and Echo, you guys have good ways of fighting each other, but for me, I haven't really heard anything about how you're gonna deal with the swarm around you. So I just want to clarify on that.
My plan for the swarm around us is to literally outlast him by a second. By a single second. If my power can grant me a single second of him being completely distracted by the guys around him, and if I can fit, he made a comment like, you know, you're trying to stick your fingers in both the man's ears. I could literally just do one finger. I could just put one pinky. If I could just slip any finger inside an orifice on this man and sonic boom him, I'm gonna blow his skull up.
You need to understand. You need to get close to me to do that. And if you get close to me, my rapier.
Hold up, guys. Hold on there. That was still something Echo has answered, and I think Golden did that answer your question.
Yeah, a little bit. I did also want to clarify on how Lawyer was gonna deal with the swarm, because I don't think, well, for me at least, he clarified on how his way on to deal with the swarm.
And Super, I see your question. I will bring it up. So, Lawyer?
Well, I'm trying to get Echo down. I'm not mainly focusing on the storm of the swarm of the people. But if in fact somebody would come to me, well, probably the best option would be to stab him and then use his body and push it against Echo. Like, I'd stab him and then kick him off the sword onto Echo and increase the recoil on the guy to push Echo farther.
Okay,
so question. I thought that the recoil was just straight damage. Okay, no, that's just whenever it's my power.
Yep.
Like, so whenever I use my power, he can just directly damage, but it doesn't push me.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you were to
So
do
it's not even
something
one-
like step, he can make you fly forward or something like that.
Right, but I mean, my steps are going to be far and few. As you said at the beginning of all of this, we had 60 feet. 60 feet before those guys got to either of us.
Yep.
I made him disoriented. I made it to where if there's a crowd approaching you, they're going to converge in pools in greater. It's not just like they're going to like meet in the middle all at the same time. Is that how it works? Like they all just like meet in the middle of this area at the exact same moment, or is it like a mob of people running at you? It's just like disorganized and different groups of people.
The exact same moment part. They will both reach you equally.
They will both reach us equally. Then my inching forward toward him should efficiently put him at getting approach faster. Also, he's not going to know where the center of this thing is. I'm just saying. He's not going to know, like, where the center of the zone. He's not going to know, like, how many fingers I'm holding up. You know, like, he's seeing triple right now and hurting.
Golden, does that answer your question?
Yes, this information does answer my question.
Is the information that neither of them are blocking the swarm?
Echo's more of dodging it a little bit.
Alright, I do have a question. Do have a question of my own.
Oh, wait, yes, I just realized something I can do. Yeah, I can amp the recoil of the swarm trying to attack Echo.
I don't know how that would disorient them at most, because they're flinging around with more power in their steps than they could. But I do have a few questions that I want to get out. Oh, punches. Yes, punches work. For Echo, if you're using your sound everything's in Lawyer's direction, the sound doesn't just stop at Lawyer. The sound keeps going, meaning it will hit Lawyer's swarm too.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm wondering about. Like, if that works, then if that's the case, Lawyer's swarm will also be disoriented, and they're not contestants. They have much lower defenses than the contestants. Isn't Lawyer's power single target though? Yes, he can only target one punch at a time.
Mm-hmm. That's if I want to.
It would just be in the form of what, like a cone directly behind him. Or no, that's incorrect. I'm wrong. It would just emit. It would just emit everywhere equally. If I'm in the middle, right, and I cast this sound, it's going to emit outward from me. So everyone's just going to be disoriented but me.
Then
So now we've got a bunch of thrashing around, like, especially the mob. The mob's going to be, like, super messed up, more so than Laurier, but I feel like they'll still be, contenders in this. They're not just. Are they completely taken out of the game by my ultrasound?
a lot of them are. It is B tier, so there's still a good amount coming for both of you, but now it's much, much less, and that's why I was like, okay, the swarm will be coming, but now there's a lot less swarm in all directions now that they're saying that. And two, Lawyer. So you're talking about, you bring up this whole complex thing about stabbing Echo, then kicking him off your foot into this guy, and then increasing the recoil on that guy to make him fly forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, what's just stopping you from amping the recoil on a slash?
I thought I already said that. Did I not?
You did
mention
not.
that?
I did not hear that.
I did not? Oh crap! I'm sorry. I'm like, every slash I do is there's increased recoil, and every poke I do increased The sword is imbued with recoil, is all I'm gonna say. It feels like every attack that I do with the sword's going to have additional recoil. I'm gonna be focusing on that instead of the swarm. If I somehow have to lose the sword or sword breaks or something, then I would. Am I stronger? Yeah, we're stronger than the
Yes,
swarm. So
but not by a long shot.
really.
Yeah,
So
it
then
is B tier, so they're not contestants, but they are still a good amount of people. You can still get easily swarmed.
Yes. So if I had to, like, if I was in my swarm, he was in his swarm, I'd be focusing on, like, having one of his swarm people punch him out instead of me. Another thing I'd like to counter-argument bring up, if you try to get close to me, all I need to do is jump into you. If I jump
That is why
into
my
you,
game plan has been centered around your attention being on these swarm guys around you. I think that. Let me ask you a question.
Wait,
Alright,
hold
here-
up on that question, Echo. I want Lawyer to finish his thought.
Okay.
if you come close to me, right, I can poke you. If I miss with the poker slash, I just slam into you with me, and I can increase the recoil of you moving backwards to push you even farther away. If you're also coming at me with the swarm, how are you going to get past a swarm member that's attacking me? How are you going to get past your swarm that's attacking you? And how are you going to get specifically in my ears with all the swarm attacking both of us?
Lawyer's got a good point there, and Lawyer, that tackling strategy does not work because you are the force that is pushing him back. So that one,
Alright.
that one don't work.
I'm not amping my force. I'm amping his backwards.
Yeah, but remember,
Small.
you can't be either of the two parties.
Okay, not at all.
Yeah,
So I'd have to use like. Oh wait, yeah.
that's why you have the sword.
How long would it take? How long would it take to make a rock?
Not very long, and you can make multiple objects at once, so that could appear at the same time as a earplug.
Oh, okay. I throw rocks at him with increased recoil.
Echo, you were saying?
Okay, so now he's shooting recoil rocks at me.
And Super does bring up a point of why doesn't Echo just fly into the air using your sound ability like you did before?
You can fly.
So the reason I don't want to do that is because, I mean, couldn't he... Wait just a damn second. If I fucking use a sonic boom to take off... Hold up. Wait just a second. Okay, if I use a sonic boom to take off, the sonic boom's still gonna hit him, right? Like, it has an effect on him. So he can't use... Sound travels ever outward. So every sound that I emit is directly damaging him. I can freely use my sonic booms to move around, and he can't mess with the output force of it. He can only use it to damage me. Because every sonic boom is going to hit him, as well as, even if he wasn't the intended target, it's still going to hit him. The sound is going to contact him. So that will be me directly affecting him with my power. Thus, he's one of the two parties, and he cannot affect my movement using sonic booms.
That don't work like that.
That's not how.
How so? Because, I mean, if I hit him with a sonic boom, if I aim a sonic boom...
If he wants to
got
mess with, excuse me, Lawyer, if he wants to mess with the shockwave of the, if he wants to mess with the recoil of the boom, he will amp the shockwave, which is what you're using to propel you in the force and all that.
But
Lawyer
I thought
is not a party that is pushing you forward. Lawyer can't do anything to make himself fly farther back from the shockwave or have the shockwave
But
push.
like you said, he can't be either of the two parties.
Mhm.
And the sound is hitting him because it's sound.
Yep, Lawyer cannot affect himself with that sound wave. When that sound wave hits him, it's going to hit him. However, Echo and the shockwave, he is neither of those parties.
You're gonna be by your own shockwave as well, might I add. How do you fly with shockwaves again? Let me bring this point up. So I can
You're like, you
understand.
can fly now. What the heck?
So now you're telling me that whenever I use my power, anytime, he can use it to use force against me. Because
He can do
if
both.
I'm aiming at
He can
him,
do both.
well, I'm saying, if I'm aiming at him, I'm both hitting him and not hitting him with the sound. So he can just use the force on the sound that I'm not hitting him with, by that same logic. By
What?
the same logic, just vice versa. That you just used there.
Using like a regular talking sound?
Using sound, period. Okay, so you're saying that it's not the fact that I use the sonic booms and it doesn't hit him that grants him the use of force with my sonic booms. It's the fact that it is force itself, so he's just amplifying the force. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway.
He turns
Where
your
were we?
Jeep Wrangler into a good old Cybertruck. That's essentially like engine-wise. Golden, any thoughts?
No, not really. I don't really have anything to point out or anything I'm really thinking of at this point. Just processing all the information.
Ghost, any questions?
Don't. I have a big question that has yet to been answered.
I want to hear Ghost's response, and then we'll head back to you, Lawyer. So, Ghost, any questions?
Not really. It's just. No, never mind.
Okay, then. Lawyer, question?
How do you fly exactly?
It's not exactly flight, Echo, if you will.
Yeah, no, it's not like I can just shoot off sound, like, and just continuously keep it going. Whenever I'm making contact with a surface, and I use the sonic boom, the supersonic sound, I am propelled by the force that is, the bounce back, which I will never use against you. I will never. Yeah, that's because of recoil. Because you're just going to recoil, and I'm just going to go into outer space or some shit. So I'm not going to do that.
Is there an upward limit?
What? I'm sorry, Lawyer?
Is there an upward limit?
An upper limit? No, but it is based on the existing force. So if you boost a sonic boom, yeah, he probably would go to space or something. I'd actually be kind of funny to see that. And start, Echo's gone.
Okay, so I'm going to. No, I'm not going to do that.
Has everyone said their piece and all of their strategies?
No, I have not.
Okay.
How exactly? Tell me exactly how much my ultrasound is affecting him when I use it. I want to know what you guys are going to judge it as.
It is affecting him. It is affecting him a good amount. He is disoriented. He is all messed up. He is going to have a hard time looking around with all of that. He will still be able to comprehend person activate ability. He will still be able to swing his sword around at the moment he needs. Right. Against the swarm, he's just going to be, oh no, I can maybe get one or two guys. Oh no, the swarm.
Okay, so if you had like a scale of disorientation, one being slapped with a tortilla shell, and 10 being having your head placed inside the Liberty Bell, and then the Liberty Bell getting hit by a semi truck. How disoriented is Laurier?
Like a good 7, 6.
Good 7. Okay, yeah. So I feel like a good 6, 7 on that scale I just gave you. Yeah, I definitely feel that him swinging around that sword and then applying the force to it, he's making it more dangerous for himself. I think that he is obviously going to hurt himself in the condition that he's in. And if that doesn't do it, what's left of the mob definitely will. Quickly. Because he's practically just a toddler with superpowers at this point.
Has
going around and very articulate, no hand-eye coordination, and swinging a sword.
I'll stop you there, Echo and Lawyer. I'll stop you there. Has everyone said their piece now? I believe that both people think that their strategies would win them. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'd like to point this out. I'm not focusing on the storm. I'm focusing on getting you swarm.
Yeah, both people are doing that.
Yes. I'm focusing on getting you first. But no. His original plan was to focus on the swarm, and when the swarm got there, put his fingers in my ears and blow my mouth. That was his original plan.
Yeah, that's still kind of his plan.
Make no mistake by the length of this match, like the physical length of me and you talking back and forth. I actually very much so intend for this to be a quick match. I'm coming in at you full speed, and I'm going to blow your head off. Like, the second you drop your guard, the second you can't see me coming, I'm going to let them overwhelm you, and I'm gonna blow your head off. All I gotta do is slip a single finger.
But you still
Inside.
got test
Right.
yours and mine.
All right,
Hey,
guys, I think that's enough. I think we have said everything that needs to be said. You are all free to speak while me, Golden, and Ghost head on into the power. Into the
Wait,
power?
bye.
Into the booth.
Wait,
Oh.
I did say I was throwing rocks at him as well. I have rocks.
Yes, I remember the amping rocks.
Additional amping rocks. Yes, I only mentioned that
Yes,
once.
Yes, you have.
throwing absolutely completely blitzed.
You all free to talk while we head out.
10-4.
Jeez, things getting heated up there.
I know.
All right.
Whenever Lawyer was asking how Echo flies, the first thing that came to mind, I was like, I really don't like using this game as an example, but like something back whenever I played this game, it was like years ago. I would use in Fortnite, I would use impulse grenades to on the play. That's basically what Echo's doing. He's just plopping an impulse grenade and just shooting himself in one direction.
That tactic is also called rocket jumping, which Team Fortress
Okay,
2, I
rocket.
believe. Which I believe Team Fortress 2 was the creator of. I can't remember. Yeah,
Did you
and
do that in Halo 2?
yeah. Can't remember who made. I can't remember who invented it. Probably Halo, one of the two. But that was also hilarious to me because he's just like, "Oh, he can fly.
Yeah.
He can fly." So, Ghost, I want to hear your initial thoughts on this match.
Well, I liked at the beginning Lawyer's thoughts of going for the arteries with his rapier, but I can't hear you guys.
No, we're not talking. We're listening.
Oh, okay. I heard someone talking in the background. Anyway, I like that idea of going for the arteries, but I also think that Echo would win this match because of his sound and being able to keep everyone away or like at a distance by messing with their ears. But I'm not sure because I was away for this, but did he get Lawyer's earplugs off?
No, but that's because the sound he's using doesn't need to be heard through the ears. It just needs to hit you.
Oh, okay.
Not to mention, his plan was just to shove the earplugs down his ears.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And in terms
I
of a
heard
one-on-one,
that.
I agree with you on that. And in terms of a one-on-one fight, Echo's kind of got this in the bag. That's a superpower versus a sword. Obviously, the superpower is gonna win.
Yeah.
But that's bringing me to my next point. This isn't a fight to the death. This is a ring out match. Whoever gets ringed out first loses. And it's what you got to look for is who more times out of not can ring out their person faster than the other.
For me, what I would say is the more times out of not, like let's say like 5 out of 10? No, 5. Whatever it is. If they were going to that long of extent, I would say that Echo would win the majority of it.
You see, I'm on the opposite side. I would say Lawyer would win the majority of it.
The reason why I say Echo wins the majority of it is because Lawyer is relying heavily on a sword that he is using for the opposite purpose.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's slashing with a rapier.
Yeah.
Yeah, his plan isn't to
Which-
hurt him with the rapier. The plan is
And,
to amp
it's
the
to get a
recoil.
reaction. It's
No,
to get a reaction.
That reaction, I didn't. Yeah, whenever he said that, that was like that's not really the best thing to do, Lawyer. But he did say, and like I did ask that question about him because I'm like, he didn't say it yet. But Lawyer's plan with that rapier is to slash Echo, amp the recoil, and send him flying.
How does that send him flying?
He amps the recoil of the slash.
That just makes it go through his body, would it not?
No. Whenever you're slashed, there's the force pushing back on you. Because of that, he can amp that force of you going back.
It wouldn't be that far though, because swords don't really send you back that far. The force of whenever you move back is your like survival instincts like, oh, I've been hit, I move back.
Mhm.
It's not really the sword. Like I can see what you're saying with the sword has force to move you backwards, but most of that distance that you've traveled once you've been hit is your own body.
Mhm.
Which, since the lawyer can only target one thing at a time, he's already hitting the sword, so meaning he can't really affect the recoil that you're emitting yourself whenever you get slashed.
Mhm. I can't see ruling it in Echo's favor yet, because I feel like his win condition is too situational. Lawyer did bring up a good point. He has to get past both people's swarms, both his own and his, to get to Lawyer. Granted, the swarms are thinned out because he's using that move. That means Lawyer doesn't have to deal with as big a swarm coming at him. And if there is as big a swarm coming at him, how does Echo get past both of them? And if there's very little, Lawyer can step up to the plate and fight. Using these powers, he's going to be taking constant damage. Lawyer's going to be disoriented and all that stuff, but I feel like Lawyer's kind of king in this match because he can send stuff flying. Like he said, he was going to mess with the recoil of people stepping to mess him up. And Echo can't use his booms here for obvious reasons. That's why I'm having a hard time ruling it in Echo's favor. Echo's either 0 damage or 100 damage. When Lawyer can use his sword to send him flying backwards. If at any point Echo uses his power to rebound, Lawyer can send him flying the other way, which is very bad. He can amp the punches of the other people, sending him farther back. He can mess with the steps, sending him all over the place. I feel like Lawyer has more options and the ability to get Echo out than Echo's one and done shot.
For me, I just don't see the capability of the rapier being a fully win condition. Yes, it can do other things too, but I feel like you would have to use its power for a win condition. Because, yes, the recoil, how much of an impact does that recoil he emits into his sword actually do?
A good amount of recoil. He's used it to boost several things before.
Because a rapier normally doesn't even have the power to create soft tissue damage on your arm or just anywhere hitting on your body, because the sword's not meant to do slashing damage, it's meant to do piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
You poke, pierce.
That would actually help him in this case. If it were piercing, then there would be less blunt damage hitting the thingy. If it pierces, it'd glide right in and there'd be not much resistance. Ghost, I want to hear your thoughts.
Honestly, I still think Echo would win this match, just because he has. I just think that he can do more than what Lawyer can do.
Okay. So it's down to a difference of stuff. So it's not everyone thinks that either Lawyer can ring out Echo or Echo can destroy Lawyer and throw him out, right?
Yeah.
Which one would happen more often than not?
I say Echo.
Yeah.
What steps do they have to go through?
I can see what you mean by asking how does Echo do this, which is normally just what he said before. He's just using so much force in a way that amplifying the recoil isn't really good, unless if Echo's moving away or up. But
I think
all
both of those are
force-
still bad.
Well, no, because up, he just sends them into space and then GG win. Backwards, he has a chance to amplify the force that he's doing to send them out of the arena. But the thing is, though, is that if he amplifies the force with him going forward, which Echo's whole entire game plan was just rush the dude, he's just helping Echo at that point.
I think at that
And
point
I-
it'd be a simple dodge of amp and move.
Well, yeah, but then afterwards, then you have to think, can not exploding vision, can can Lawyer react fast enough than what he's coming to? Because it's already as if like an explosion just happened behind him. He's getting sent flying towards him at a very fast rate, normally to where like you're able to react and dodge, but amplifying the recoil makes him even faster. Can he really dodge out of the time before that happens?
No, he wouldn't be able to dodge if that were the speed already. I think we have a split decision here.
Like for me, the reason why I don't think Lawyer wins is because I just don't see his win condition. I don't see how he wins the fight. He does damage to him, yes, but if anything, I say that the Swarm does more damage to Echo than what Lawyer's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fight of damage, it's a fight of moving out of the circle, which is why I say Lawyer wins this one. Because Lawyer has the rapier to throw him out, he can amp other people's punches, he can amp other people's
How does-
steps, he can amp other
How
people's...
does
Go on.
you said yourself that the steps don't really cause an impact that much.
Yeah, it
How
helps.
does the rapier throw him off?
The rapier throws him off with just one good slap. I see what you mean. I see what you mean in saying that the rapier doesn't do enough knockback force to amp up to send someone out of an arena. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And with that, there's not exactly much Lawyer can do to win. So you'd think more times than not, Lawyer would have to get someone close to an edge, or not close, but at least fairly decently close to an edge, use a rapier with him, and throw him over the edge, right? But that is less likely than Echo being able to charge him, blow him up, and then throw him out, right?
Well, even if Echo fails to blow him up, it's just not going to be as much disorienting as he wants, but it's still going to be very disorienting. Echo is very pushy about getting the fingers inside of the ears to do some massive damage, but for me, I say that he doesn't even have to, what is it? He doesn't even have to get the ears into the into his ears. How high of a decibel can he get to again?
I don't exactly know the number decibel, but it is a fairly high, I believe we said like train horn and things like that, point blank.
Because what if he just like makes, because like he says he puts 100% into the boom whenever he's trying to disorient him, meaning he's just practically making a sonic boom in his head, correct?
Yeah.
Which contestants do have higher resistances, so this isn't going to go exactly how it's planned, but normally that amount of decibels is enough to rupture inner organs of your body.
Yeah, I said he explodes.
Yeah, but normally whenever that information is thrown out, normally like the ideal image that is pictured is just the head, just boom, the head explodes.
Well, I don't think it matters if your chest or head explodes. I think you're still dead.
That is true, but only head or whole body is totally
I do see where you're coming from. Of Echo's you're saying Echo's exploding is more likely to happen than Lawyer's throwing out, right?
Yes.
I can see that, and I think it's just a matter of one of us thinks, we both think that the rapier does more and less amounts of force. Which you got a good point. You got a good point for that. Even with the rocks, those would do more damage. More damage and not really huge knockback forces. Right?
Could you repeat that again?
You think that the force is less, and I think the force is more.
Yes.
And it's not enough to get either of them out. And Lawyer has no way of shooting out more, so because of that, it is Echo, is what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I have a hard time grasping that Echo can get close to Lawyer. Yeah, he's disoriented, but get close to him while he's swinging a stick around and not getting sent back.
I just don't see how the sword has knockback.
Yeah.
Because for what Echo's doing, he's basically sacrificing as much damage as he can to get this strategy of disorienting him is. And normally what happens with, like, not like in movies, but like even with just like people sword fighting, if they're doing that tactic and like he like pokes him or slashes him, they're gonna take the blunt force and just keep on moving forward. They don't get sent back because their instinct isn't to back off. Their mind's already ready, like, oh, I'm gonna take this damage, so it's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna charge through and still do my plan, which for Echo is fingers in the ears and just blow him up.
But Lawyer can throw him away with the sword. Lawyer is the knockback of the sword. His superpower gives the sword knockback like 4. In Minecraft terms.
Ouch.
That Lawyer buffing up that sword can send him a good couple of feet back.
I just don't see that, because normally whenever you increase the recoil something, like you're slashing, it's not boom, I hit you, and then you're knocked back, it's boom, I just cut through whatever I slashed.
Which is why the rapier is actually good for him. That thing can't slash, it's blunt. It's essentially a really thin baseball bat.
If I were to put it in terms that I think we're both familiar, is it puts Rise up to a normal champion. That's what his recoil's doing.
I'd say it puts him above that. Either way, I think we've been going on too long, and I think we've reached a split decision.
Ghost, did you with this information? Because Ghost might have changed his mind. Ghost.
No, I still think Echo would win.
Okay then.
I just think that he can get it off better than Lawyer can.
I still put my edge on Lawyer because I think the rapier can send Echo back more times and keep him from getting close. Golden.
Yes.
Your vote.
What?
You're the third one to talk. It's Ghost, me, now you.
Oh, I say that Echo wins just because I don't see how Lawyer has a finishing move on Echo, and that Echo can deal a lot more damage and just be a lot more in the attack category than what is it, Lawyer.
I don't think that rapier that he has can knock Echo back enough to where he can,
Yeah,
send it back.
Yeah,
more.
I agree with Golden that Echo definitely takes the attack category for sure, but I'm looking at the objective.
Yeah, if you also look at the objective, your whole entire thing banks on.
Okay, either way,
the
forget this.
rapier.
We have the winner now.
Who's the
Yeah.
winner?
Let's head back.
Who's the winner?
The winner of the split decision, Echo. Ghost, don't say anything.
2-1.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh shit, what's the dealio?
So long.
All right, everyone go back to not talking if you are not a contestant.
Alright.
I'm not panicking. I'm not.
All right, so we were in there a lot longer than usual. That's because the judges have reached a split decision. This was one of the few times where we can't come to a unanimous agreement, where the one judge can win the other judge over with their reasonings and their things. This was a split decision, 2-1. The winner of this match was determined mainly due to the lack of ability to finish off their strategies. Golden?
The winner of today's offensive match goes to Echo.
Yeah.
We were in there so
I
damn long.
can't hear you, Echo. What were you saying?
Yeah, you're kind of faded.
I said I feel like I just got handed a gold medal at the Olympics or some shit. Like I feel so accomplished. Like that praise.
The
I don't see how
judges
he-
the judges were split. Ghost and Golden with Echo, me with Lawyer.
Yeah, I
The-
really thought that Echo was winning this one.
The
so I
reasonings behind this was the majority party saw that Lawyer's rapier did not do enough knockback to send Echo flying. It did knockback for sure, but it did not do enough to get him out of the ring. And with that, there was no other way to send Echo out of the ring. Amping punches was not enough recoil. Messing with the footsteps was not enough recoil. And because of that, Lawyer lacked the sorry, I have to continue with my explanation, Lawyer. Because of that, Lawyer lacked the execution to be able to send Echo out. However, Echo, on the other hand, was able to was able to go through. Granted, both swarms would be on him. Because of that splash damage, there's not really a swarm to deal with, and the ones that are there are very easily be dealt with. And because Lawyer is discombobulated, Echo can very well make him explode and just throw him out.
Oh man, you know I thought on this for weeks, and this is why it's so hard to find someone after the powers come out, after you know what they're capable of. Like, man, this was good job, Warrior. Always, you were at the best of your game.
Wouldn't you be backing up if I was attacking you?
Yeah, like I argued your case, they argued his case. We both argued each other's cases after that too. Lots of different cases were thrown around. In the end, like we said, no one could reach a unanimous decision. It was a split decision. So that just tells you how close of a fight it was. You two do have a very good job of fighting. Now, Lawyer, I will ask you, do you want to challenge him? If you challenge him, you will change either the location or the difficulty. That is it. You can't really change anything else.
You can't change the objective?
No, you can't change... Oh, or the swarm, my bad. But remember, Lawyer, if you challenge and lose, you will lose a point.
Drum roll, please.
What are the other... Am I allowed to know the other options? No, I'm not.
No, not really for... for the swarm, you've probably run into a good amount of different things that can change the match.
What is swarm?
Swarm,
What is, like...
Swarm is a group of people rushing you.
No, I mean, what category is it? Because there's...
It's the modifier.
What can... Like the last time you ran into the shrinking border.
Oh, okay.
The things like that.
Well, this is the only time I have a rapier. Let's see. So, name the three things again.
Modifier, difficulty, and location. The difficulty will be of the swarm. And the location, there are a hand select left.
Let me think.
Remember, if you challenge and lose, you will lose a point. And if you challenge and win, you gain a point.
I have the sword now, so I'm going... I think... Let me think of the freaking options first. Location, mod, and level of difficulty.
Good job, Echo.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm telling you, like, that was the only thing that I could have did that would have got me that W. And even then, it barely got me the W. Barely by the skin of my teeth got me the W.
So I can't change it from ring out, right?
Nope. Still a ring out.
Gracias, mami. Súper delicioso.
So the
What
modifier,
is the difficulty right now?
I'm sorry, lawyer, you're saying?
the modifier can be anything, right?
It can be a few things, yeah.
I'm still freaking. If he comes up to me, how fast can he move? Because I mean, jeez. Okay, I need to. 1 second.
So what's the difficulty of the modifier?
Well, we have yet to see if lawyer decides to
like-
challenge.
It was B tier.
It was B? Okay.
It can only go up if I do that, right?
Yep, A or S. Which, by the way, I want to point out what a great turnout we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, and I think there were more at some point. This is a great turnout. You guys really brought in the. You guys were the main event.
I need a moment because I'm kind of mad.
Honestly, whenever I think of big rivalries in season 2, it's Echo and Lawyer that come to mind.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. He's a worthy opponent, and it's been a tough match every go.
Do it though. Yeah, I'm. We're working on that. I will unserver mute you guys for the time being. I realize that there is a problem like that. Juggernaut does not have that problem. Yeah, I realize there's a problem with that. I will have you guys mute your own selves from then on out. Yeah, we're still trying to fix that problem. It's a little weird. We had to use a weird thing and go back and forth.
Screw this. I'm changing the swarm.
The swarm?
Okay.
Alright, are you sure? Just to double check, are you sure you do not want to change the difficulty or the location?
Well, location. It's just a plain battlefield, right?
Yes, solid concrete, no terrain advantage.
Trying to think what other. Gosh darn. I swear, locations are different terrains that haven't popped up yet, right?
Yep.
Difficulty A or S, and if A or S, then he can't get to me with his kill move. Ooh. That's true, because he wouldn't be able to get to me through this. This A tier is our level, or is it not?
A tiers are like almost your level, S's are like, yeah, they're your level.
I'm still surprised to find out Echo can fly.
says
I can't
the,
fly.
says the other
Yes.
person. Says the other person who has a similar way of traveling.
I'm still confused on how this is.
It's not.
Wynn's most right.
It's not
like-
flight. It's more just like Samurai Jack with jump high. Both Juggernaut and Echo can both quote unquote fly that way.
Can he
So
do like
no one-
the One Piece fucking 6 power thing where he just like flies? in
Hey,
the air by
those
kicking
One
air?
Piece spoilers.
No, it's a 6 power thing. That's pre-time skip.
Oh,
Ah,
pre
one
time
left.
It's okay, Paladin. You can edit that point out.
Good left.
I'm freaking mad because I thought this was who would win out of most times round. Because all the things that
It
he
is.
said he would do, it is.
It
Then
is.
all the things that he said he would do, he wouldn't know the outcome until he did them, which then would cause me to win in a lot of circumstances of him going by the edge and.
Yes,
Just
that
blasting
that
up
was part of
this.
my case. Yes.
I'm so annoyed.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so like the thing is,
But lawyer, we need to have an answer soon. Are you challenging?
I challenge the difficulty
You're-
because if it's higher than, because he can't get through the mob, if it's stronger.
So he is challenging.
Challenging with difficulty of mob. Okay.
Make it S. Make it S.
Golden, to the booth.
Yes. Okay.
What about me?
You come into the booth too. Okay.
Alright.
By the way, I also want to clarify. You did not say that he did not know the outcomes of everything. You're over here like, yes, I said. You did not say that.
Oh, arguing the case, that is kind of implied. He has one case to win.
No, because like, I didn't know that like him not knowing what would become of what he is doing was something there.
That's
implied that
that's my
Lawyer
entire
knew.
that was my entire case of
Your-
if he
your entire
rushes.
case was the sword.
Yeah, and the sword, that was saying he could get close. He could not get close to him enough times to do it. That's what it was.
No, because that's not what you said. Because Lawyer knew everything that he was doing, so I just said, okay, so that means Echo knows everything he's doing. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Echo can rush him. It's a chance that he gets to Lawyer who's discombobulated and blow him
What?
up. That's why I
What's the
said
number?
that-
What's the number that I'm rolling?
5.
5, okay.
I don't think that would have changed the outcome though.
5. That's what I got.
A 5.
We have S tier.
Oh,
Uh,
this is what Lawyer wanted.
Yep, let's move in.
Alright.
All right. After moving and everything, during this challenge match, the difficulty has been re-rolled. It has been moved from B tier to S tier.
Yes.
This S tier matchup, what we have here, these swarm people, now they're not your normal average Joes of just coming at you, trying to swarm you in every way possible. Now these are some big hulking guys. You'd probably think they're all mini bosses in whatever series that they are. These are big guys coming at you. Some might even have minor powers. Some are coming in at you. There are lots of big, strong people coming at you. Think of Juggernaut from X-Men, but less, because Juggernaut's BS. Like a good amount less of Juggernaut.
you.
Like an army of Arnold Schwarzeneggers coming at you.
Oh, we're dead.
4 big guys.
So, Echo, I want to have you go first. What does this difficulty change about you? Obviously, the swarm is going to be around, and it will be harder for you to get past the swarm now.
Yes, 110%. Do they still start out the same distance as last time? We
Yes.
still got some time before they get here.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I want to get down in a sprinter stance, and wait, hold on. Before I do this, I have a question.
Yes.
Lord,
Go on.
whenever he hits the recoil, let's say I summon him, right?
Mhm.
And I shoot myself forward.
Mhm.
He can only make me shoot myself forward more.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that being said, I'm Sonic Booming. I'm going to start out the same way I did in the previous match. I'm going to disorient him. And then I'm going to Sonic Boom straight at him.
Okay.
The rest of my plan depends on whether or not he actually recoils that Sonic Boom to send me flying much faster.
He can and can't. I want to know what would happen either way.
If he Sonic Booms, if he uses his recoil to shoot me at him, well then I just got shot at him by the cannon, and I'm going to hit him center mass, and he is going to ring out before I do because I will push him out of the ring. If he does not then I'm going to Sonic Boom Step again toward him.
Wait.
And I'm going to keep Sonic Boom Step
Hold
toward
up,
him
lawyer.
until he either recoils it or until I actually make it to him and tackle it.
I see. So kamikaze blast, but he's at the front end.
Damn.
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you do Sonic Boom me, wouldn't I just, break in half?
What? No, he's saying he's gonna use a sonic boom at his feet to do a really fast dash at you.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's dashing at you, he's saying if you boost him, he's just gonna come at you faster and send you flying out of the arena. Or if you don't boost him, then he's just gonna keep doing it over and over until you go out of the arena.
Well, if you miss once, you go out of the arena.
Yeah.
You realize that, right? Like, you can't
Yeah, that's
re-hit
why
me.
I'm going straight at you. 110% aiming true. All of my attention is focused on moving toward you with every Sonic Boom, whether it's the first one or the next one, or the next one or the next one or the next one. You're going to be disoriented to the same extent that you were in the last match. It's going to be growing as I approach. So you're going to have a hard time touching me.
It will not grow as you're approaching because you're using your booms at that point, but yeah, the first part still works out.
I won't have to dodge.
Lawyer?
Flying
Let's have
off.
lawyer.
I'm going to increase the recoil of one leg, singular, which will turn you.
No, I always do one step at a time. When I go down with one foot and I Sonic Boom forward, and then I land with the next foot and I Sonic Boom forward. I don't use both feet. I don't jump like a kangaroo at you. That would be kind of weird. I sprint at you with Sonic Booms.
Left foot boom, right foot boom. Left foot boom, right foot boom. And also, Echo, this whole time I thought you were doing both feet, but that didn't really make a difference in your past fights. It really don't.
I would name myself Kangaroo Man.
Well, I'm saying that doesn't really make a difference in your past fights.
No, you're right. It hasn't mattered until now. You're right.
So left foot, right foot. Lawyer?
I mean, I guess I could do both, depending on what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to sprint.
Lawyer?
100%.
Well, if he's coming at me, I'm going to position my sword into a position where it would impale him. If he's coming towards me, he's getting impaled by my sword.
That
Line.
is a good point.
If he dies, does it count, or does it have to be ring out?
If he dies, it doesn't count, but when they're dead, you can just throw them out.
True.
But
So-
are you recoiling the Sonic Booms?
Sure. No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm going to make you cause damage. Every step you take, it's going to be the Sonic Boom worth of damage to your feet. And each step you take that boom, I'm going to fall under you and then do an uppercut with the rapier. Because you're just running. You're running towards me. If I go down
Okay, so
and up, and that's all I have to do. You're coming towards me.
you realize that the very
even
first
if I-
time you do that, I can just stop Sonic Boom sprinting toward you, right? Like, you can only really get me with one foot on that. And then at the very next step, I just land. I don't Sonic Boom. And I just go back to regularly running at you.
Wait, if I Sonic Boom you too hard in your foot, right? Wouldn't that just make your foot go higher? Because you position your body to go with the Sonic Boom. But if
Yes.
it's more,
If
then
you
can-
boost one foot, it will mess with him.
Exactly. It's going to, if you get more of a hit than you normally do, if you go stronger, then you would have to have a different body position. You're going to mess up because you don't expect me to boost one foot. Either
I'm
A,
going to prepare for the boost with every one, because that way, I won't be messed up by you boosting and me not suspecting it. At worst, I'll go a small distance in an unintended direction instead of a large distance in an unintended direction. I'm going to use every step. I'm going to account for your ability, which I'm aware of, your ability and the amount of force you can put into it by now. I know how much you can do. It's whenever I boom. That's the only time you can use it. It's an instantaneous power. I only cast it for like a split second. So I mean, it's not like This version of it, the second instant, and then they're done.
No, you don't know if I'll activate it this specific time. You have to get into, if you're sonic booming while running, right? You have to get into a very specific stance so you can go one way.
Yeah,
So
sprinter stance.
So you're like position. It's
Hold
different
up,
than just runners.
lawyer. I understand what you're saying. You know, like he's not prepared for the boost, and he's saying he can do all of these different things by rushing you. I want to hear the questions from Golden.
For me, whenever, what considers a ring out? Entire body, or if you're like half of your finger is outside of that box, does that count as a ring out?
Half a finger, that is a ring out. Well,
Then
you got to touch the ground, but yeah,
okay.
or the wall, or whatever. You got to go outside the circle.
Oh, it's just
Yes,
circle.
that's very
Okay.
different things.
Yeah, this guy's gonna be picked up, lifted, and thrown back, and then I will be landing on top of him outside the circle. Maybe I'll be impaled by a rapier, and maybe it will hurt a lot, but I'm assuming it'll at least take longer for me to die than it will for me to push him out of the ring.
I have a
It's not
question
like he
for
can very
Echo.
keenly aim.
Echo,
Yes.
hold up. Golden's got a question.
What is stopping Lawyer from just simply moving out of the way from your dash?
I could just jump, yeah.
Ole.
That being said, if you move before you apply the recoil to my sonic boom, I can adjust. Two, if you move after you recoil, I'm going to be moving way too fast for you to dodge me anyway, especially in your condition. Like, you're not very spatially aware
I'm
at the
not
moment. You don't
out-
exactly know if
Listen.
you're in my path or not. So you don't know if your movements are actually moving toward my path or away from my path. You have no
I
idea
can
which
see
direction
you.
to go.
You're going straight towards me. If I move out of the way, your sonic boom. 1 second.
You really don't, it's your sense of balance.
1 second, please.
Lawyer does have a point on that, though. He can dodge and use his ability at the same time. There's nothing saying he has to dodge and then use his ability.
Alright, my mom walked in.
If that is the case, then what I'm going to do is I'm assuming that if he dodges and uses his ability,
You cutting out.
better.
Why? I can't hear Echo.
Hey, is that better for everybody?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, so I'm assuming that if you do recoil, my sonic booms, whenever I am sonic booming directly toward you, you're not affecting the direction
Yes, I
of
am.
the sonic with the recoil. No, because all you can do is the recoil that's being applied.
He's saying you can't
Is-
change the direction, Lawyer.
You can't change the direction. So wherever I aim, that's where I'm going to go. So it's not like you're just going to throw me way off in left field. You're going to throw me toward you. In which case, I'm coming through with that flying Liu Kang roundhouse kick with a sonic boom attached to my heel, and I'm going to kick your head clear out of the ring.
I think
Okay,
that
no. Let me say this, please. Let me say what I've been trying to say the entire time.
We'll go
You
on.
have to position your body for how much force you're going to go forward. If you position your body incorrectly, you will fly upwards. If you position it incorrectly, you will fly downwards. What I'm
Yes, that's
saying
why
is,
I'm.
if you guess wrong that I do or do not re-amp your recoil, you will not hit me because you'll either go to the ground or you will go to the sky.
No, because that's changing the direction. You can't
That's not-
change the direction. All you can do
You have to
is
position.
change-
Okay,
here's pretty much what's going on. Echo, what he's saying is that if you dash and expect him to go one way, it's going to mess up your plan either way. You're not gonna go left or right But if you dash and like, okay, he's gonna boost it, and then he doesn't boost it, well, then it's like, ah, well, great. Now I gotta chart back and turn and do this again. Or if you boost and expect, and he doesn't boost it, well, then you weren't expecting it, and you gotta quickly adjust and boom again.
I could also apply the same guest work to his dodging, because if he punches, I can switch whether or not my Sonic Boom sprint steps are actually Sonic Boom steps. So then he thinks that I'm going one direction, I don't, maybe he dodges the wrong way for the next one. So just like he's arguing that I don't know which direction I'm going to do, I could also again this power at the speed of sound. He does not have long after me activating to add that recoil to it.
How big is the
So
arena?
How big is the what?
Arena.
Like I said, like 2-3 houses wide.
If he does it once, he goes out. Instant.
if that's the case, then I am way too fast.
It's a Sonic Boom, dude. You've been calling it
If
Sonic
that's the
Boom.
case, you can't dodge it. Pull me out that fast, and you're drunk as fuck and in pain and disoriented. You can't dodge something that fast in that condition. I will hit you, push you out.
You started cutting out a little bit towards the end, but we still heard you what you were saying. I think everyone has said their piece again, and I think it's time for the judges to head back again.
No, okay. I've addressed it. He needs to slant his body a certain way to go Sonic Boom. He needs to slant it. He needs to be at a certain angle. If he's at the wrong angle for Sonic Boom and it goes more than he expected, he's going to fly up higher or lower. Because if he's expecting me to boost it and he's doing the position, the slant, for me to boost it to go to him, then he needs to go down lower because I'm increasing it way faster. If he's
It's the same force that's going in the same direction. All you're doing is varying the speed in which I'm coming at you. That's all you're doing. You are not affecting my trajectory because you cannot change the direction. I am already adjusting my body for the inputted direction. I am prepared to go that direction whenever I activate that sonic.
Echo, he's not changing it, lawyer, if you please. He's not changing the direction of the first boom. He is changing the direction of the second, the follow-up. If you shoot forward and if you shoot forward and you're like, okay, I'm gonna end up at a 45-degree angle from him right here. If he boosts it, now you have to do like a 10-degree angle to get to that
You
same point.
understand? It's the same angle every time. I'm going straight at this guy. There is no 45 and then I got a counter trajectory, none of that. I am putting my center mass, I'm using my booms to shoot my center mass to his center mass. There is no, like, I'm dashing to the left a little bit, to the right a little bit. I'm beelining it straight for the guy. My foot is positioned. It's like this. Think about it like a car, right? Freaking, whenever you hit the gas and you go 10 miles an hour, you go a very definitive direction. Whenever you do 100 miles an hour, what you're lacking now is reaction time. You have the same control over the vehicle. It is just your ability to keep it on that same path. And so long as the only thing that he is changing is the input force, if that's all he can do is affect that driving force forward, he is only going to shoot me directly into him if I am aiming at him every step of the way. There are no steps where I'm aiming away from him.
Why you gotta be so heated though?
I'm not.
Little bit.
I gotta bring the heat for Lori. Yeah.
every single match with you is just a freaking ring, and I'm sick of this, to be honest. Why is it always a freaking ring? Oh gosh. Ugh. I can drop the sword mid-air. If you're coming at me that fast, if I simply drop the sword in air pointing towards you, you're going to get impaled by it if I dodge out of the way. If I dodge and leave the sword, you're impaled by it, it strikes you, and then you're going out with the sword in you.
I think everyone has said what they've had to say at this point.
I know I lost the rematch already. Alright? You could just say that.
Not necessarily.
Not just
Well,
just.
well,
do
we,
it.
well, none of the other judges know what the other two think so far.
That's true. So we gotta go discuss it.
But everyone has said what they have had to say. The judges will now head back in and figure out what's going on. Everyone, I believe I unmuted everyone. Yep, everyone should be unmuted.
And we didn't even discuss the freaking people S tier.
Yeah, the people weren't really things since both people were avoiding them right from the start. It'll either be a quick match or a not quick match.
You should fight me in this battle. That'd be twice as bad.
Sick of freaking rings with him. It's always a ring. Gosh, let me just fight him normally.
I love ring fights. They're the best.
Shut up.
Because you just threw people out.
Ping me when
Yeah,
I'm ready.
that's the one thing I can do.
Alright, let's head into the booth. You guys kept joining every time I tried clicking on it. I couldn't click on it.
So I can tell Lawyer is not exactly the happiest little Cheerio in the box.
No, not now.
Anyway,
But I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
it's so heated in there though. Like they're talking over everyone.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Lawyer's the first person in lead, well, before Dr. Destructo won, and everyone wanted to take down Lawyer, and Echo knew this, so he was like, oh, I gotta bring my A game to this match.
It's because of this. It's also because of this match why I will prevent spectators from talking during the match.
Why?
It's kind of a 2v1 at that point. Super was bringing up a lot of things for Echo, and I'm like, okay, you have some good points, a question or two, but this is a 2v1. This is two people thinking against one.
Yeah, it's definitely a big wonder who Super wants to win. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. So because of this match, spectators will not be allowed to talk unless called on.
Okay.
Okay.
But either way, does the S tier difficulty change anything? It does mean that early discombobulate is not going to do as much.
Yeah, because like one of the main reasons why he was able to go to them is because, like you said, they were basically your average Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He could just basically neglect them, and it was like no one was there. But now you have like 20 of the Rock standing in front of you. You're not getting past that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let's take his original strategy of, let's take his new strategy of zooming forward.
There was a point that I brought up in the last session that I got knocked down, and I saw that, I'm like, I said that, and it doesn't work. And it was the thing of, if he recoils his boom, he wouldn't have enough time to react. But you said, like, if he was going at that super speed from the very beginning, he wouldn't be able to react. But he was slow and then moved fast, he had time to react.
Mm-hmm.
To where, like, that super boom charge is almost never gonna work.
Not to mention, let's take his charge. He's charging into the S tier crowd.
Yeah. There's a huge chance that they just kind of like all like group up and just kind of bring him and slam him to the ground or something.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't, he'll just break onto the people. That dashing strategy isn't going to work, boosted or not.
Yeah.
Because now Echo will have to deal with the swarm that he is by, and he is going to have to deal with the swarm that is his own.
Not to mention that because he's not discombobulated, he's able to think more, he's able to react more. And
well,
also,
no, he's still the same amount of disoriented.
What? But
Lawyer is, the people are not.
what? But he couldn't get close to the Lawyer.
Close didn't matter. The beginning move was a disorient with that high pitched sound.
Oh, okay.
That's affecting Lawyer regardless.
Okay.
But
Um,
but now with the S tier people, before the high pitch screwed them over, but now they're stronger. They can handle it.
and not to mention Lawyer's strategy of increasing the recoil of the people's punch. Whenever it was strategy zero, not zero, difficulty B, it wasn't really that effective. It's like, okay, it's a bigger punch. But now that you have these people who have like practically minor super strength and increasing that damage that they do, that's pretty big damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this difficulty change didn't help Echo in the slightest, and really helped Lawyer. And because it
I
was
don't
such a
think
close call
it's.
before,
I still don't think it helps Lawyer. I think it still worsens his case. Actually, same as much as Echo.
how does that? What?
Because Lawyer can't do anything to the crowd.
He has the sword.
Yeah, he's got the sword, but if it didn't do anything against Echo, it won't do anything against the S tier.
Mm-hmm.
But I still say that the swarm still it does do them both worse. I see where you're coming from, but I feel like it does more worse to Echo than it does Lawyer.
Yeah, because his whole strategy was around getting close to Lawyer, but now he cannot.
Yeah. And if he can, he's either trying to send both of them out of the ring, or Lawyer just simply dodges, and then he just goes flying out of the ring.
Now the question of whether he can or can't dodge, more than likely there will be a dodge. Echo does not move at the speed of sound with the sonic boom. He moves at the speed of something getting propelled by the speed of sound, which is less. So Echo does move fast. 30 feet isn't that big a distance, but when he booms with the superhero increased reactions, he should have enough time to dodge and boost.
And not to mention, as you specified before, Echo can be moving and activate his ability at the same time.
You mean Lawyer?
Fuck, yeah. Yes, Lawyer.
So with these S tier people, it really throws a wrench in Echo's getting close strategy, and Echo threw no other strategies out there.
Yes.
He has no strategy for getting past the S tier people. My question is, neither does Lawyer though. He has no way of. His only thing is if Echo screws himself over. At that point, it becomes a last against the swarm because Echo nor Lawyer have a way to knock the other out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which who can last against the swarm better?
I would say last against the swarm better, Echo, but that's if he's not focusing on the other person.
Yeah.
Ghost, what do you think?
Honestly, but this is a big if. If Echo can hit his sonic boom, he definitely wins. But that's like a big if.
It's a big if. You got a good point there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of ifs in Echo's statements, while Lawyers were just like, when he does this, when I do this,
But
when this
still,
happens.
He won't be thrown off
So-
trajectory like Lawyer was saying. He'll just ring himself out or
Yeah.
go into the swarm.
yeah, but that's the problem. Lawyers he's relying on Echo to screw himself over. I didn't hear another strategy in mind from him.
Yeah,
So-
that's
Yeah.
mm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that you got to bring up a good point there. Lawyer has no way to win after that. Neither does Echo, which means who can last against a swarm better? Echo's rapier knockback didn't help him against Echo, which means it won't help him against S tier.
But Echo,
Well, I mean, at the same time, the S tier people don't have as much as you said, resistances. Meaning they most likely have physical resistance as well, and the S tier people aren't contestants, so they have a lot less physical resistance against things that such as a sword.
But wouldn't then Echo have a better chance of surviving the swarm of just emitting a big-ass sound?
Yeah. So I think Echo
That's
would
probably
have a
true,
better
but then
chance
at the same
against
time, that
Swarm.
leaves him open for Lawyer.
It's just they
But-
didn't talk about this part. No of them threw out strategies for if they got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means we have to rely on whether or not Echo is dashing or not. Because if he
So
tries
let-
rushing forward, he's squished by both swarms, which is dead.
Yeah.
Let's take the option of where he wins more. Would he win more times out of not dashing, or would he win more times out of not dashing?
I think he would win more of dashing, because if he's not, well, actually not dashing, because if he doesn't dash, meaning Lawyer would have to either go to him, or they would both have to would
Yeah.
have to go at each other.
He's got a point. Yeah, dashing would be
So
the least.
Echo, Yeah,
Meaning
Echo just
now
stayed.
this brings up the question: what does he do instead of dashing?
His original strategy of rushing him and still the plugs.
yeah,
But that the whole reason he was able to rush up and still do all that stuff was because the swarm was like your average Joe not being able to like interrupt him. But as we said, these are like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I don't know how to pronounce his name at all. I've never tried.
But
It's really buff people.
but
Like
now
your
Lawyer.
average anime main character in high school. You're the buff.
But
person.
now Lawyer is discombobulated against S tier people. And Echo has to fight. Echo's still pretty much normal.
yeah. So
Well, there's always the thing that Lawyer did, and was umping the damage that the swarm could do.
Oh yeah,
by
that is
umping
something that Lawyer still has. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Lawyer can
That
still
in-
boost that recoil, and that's gonna hurt like hell because they are S tier.
That's like almost as like very close to a contestant shot worth of damage. 'Cause
Mhm.
that's a lot.
I think that convinced me for that. Because it convinced me that like no one really had a chance to take out the other, nor fight the other really.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of a hard time doing that, and Echo can emit sound to get them back, and Lawyer can't really fight them back as well. They'd both pretty much get done, and I would say Lawyer would lose that because the rapier is less than the sound, because it's a gear versus a power. But buffing those S tier people, I would definitely say, is better than Echo's sound, because they're going to be like, oh, sound. Yeah, I'm a little confused, punch. I think that one convinced me.
Okay.
Are we all in agreement?
Yes.
of who winning?
Lawyer.
Lawyer.
Well, I mean, yeah, amping the punch would be good, but wouldn't Echo have a chance to get away?
Not
that
from the
punch
S
like
tiers,
Mark?
not from the S tier swarms.
Think
Oh.
about it like this. Let's say that the exact thing that he was doing was like doubling the amount of damage it did. If I'm like hitting you with a fly swatter and I double that damage, it's not really much. But that was the B tier. Now let's say I'm grabbing like a 9-iron or like.
He disconnected.
He was in the mid sentence and
He disconnected. Either way, you
And
disconnected.
either way, I do agree with you guys. I think that Lawyer would win this one.
All right, let's all head back in.
Thing. Your power on
Right.
them to incapacitate them. I'm using my power, and we could both just tie them up the same way. If you use your shoestrings, I can use my shoestrings.
Wait,
The
hold
only
up.
thing you
Hey,
could
hey,
do
hey,
that-
Echo. Hey, Echo. We're back.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah, we're back.
Hello.
All right, so
All right,
this one,
We're done.
there was less confusion amongst the judges. It was still a little bit hard. There was still some pretty decent amount of confusion. And once again, it came down to the lack of execution. But There was one person that did have higher execution than the other when it came down to the swarm, because both heroes had no plans for the swarm, and that's what it came down to for the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that was I shoved off screen? No, I was not. Yep.
Okay.
I was okay. So yeah, neither contestant had plans for the swarm, and that's what it came down to. Golden?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Damn.
Did you disconnect?
Yeah, he's back.
Golden?
Yes.
The winner
Golden, the winner.
announced the winner of this match.
Did I not say it?
No, you disconnected.
No, you
Oh.
The winner of the match.
The winner of today's challenge match is Lawyer.
What?
Lawyer.
Neither person could deal with the S tier as much as all of this stuff is going on. It was kind of hard to tell because Echo would either lose with their dash or go back to their original strategy of fighting out and getting close to Lawyer. Echo was able to do that before because B tier, slightly better average Joes, but now these are some buff tier protagonists coming at you. They are hardly affected by the Sonic Screech, hardly affected by the recoil, by the sword even, meaning eventually both people would get swarmed. So it came down to a matter of who could last against the swarm better, which neither person threw out any strategies for. And
But he had the ultimate advantage of better hand-to-hand combat with the rapier.
no,
So
he
that's
had
what that-
less. Echo could deal with a much wider area of people with the sound than Echo. Granted, Echo would still lose very quick because it's S tier. Lawyer would lose with the sword because it's just a sword. It's a gear versus a power. The power wins. Whoa, something just cut out for me. That's weird. However, Lawyer
Okay,
has
why
the
did
ability
Echo
to...
lose?
Lawyer has the ability to beef up S tier people's recoil punches on Echo. Like we said, both people would be swarmed no matter what. Meaning these punches are going to be hitting much harder on Echo.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Echo's best defenses, even those Sonic Screeches of getting everyone back, they're S tier. They're like, oh, there's a Screech, punch, and they're dead.
Could I have just made uranium with my stick?
That is a very
Probably take
complicated...
a long time.
Yep, very complicated structure.